I am feeling a bit sorry that I didn't take into account the sort of connectors I wanted to use in this thing here, because the rest looks, it could be so nice, you know, if I had some features to hold these. I could make like another plate and hold them here, if they will fit, because this circle here, it cannot extend beyond this circle, because otherwise I cannot put it in my spindle holder, and that's the kind of the point of it. If this is not stable enough, I will make another ring that will slide over here on this piece, like here. So, but yeah, I am gonna, I think, strap it on with some tie wraps. I mean, as long as I have some decent connectors that cannot like rip off and pull these cables, I'm fine. And if I got a cable relief or something, or strain relief, that would be nice. I don't know, it's gonna work. Let's desolder all these crap so we can use them, and maybe clean this one up. It looks terrible, but nothing a little solder can fix, I think. So I got my solder. One thing, if you work with connectors and such, use something like this. This is a machine clamp. You have like these small table clamps for, well, used for soldering very often. There's one thing, never use these fucking magic thingies, these ones. These sucks. I mean, everyone do buy one. That's the reason why I got one. And thinking it might be really useful and nice, because you got an extra hand, helping hand it is called, I think. But really, this is by the way a quite nice one, but most of them suck really hard, and it's not so useful in the end. This can be used for loads of other stuff, but not for soldering, at least not for me. Especially with bulky connectors and such, it's way easier to, like, you know, strip it, just put it in the clamp. And especially this one is quite heavy, and you can easily desolder these stuff, sometimes with the help of a little bit more solder, but at least it's not moving, and you know, it's way nicer to work like this. Clean this up later. Boop. Here, there you go. And if you would have like none of these clamps, then you would like fucking around, and it will. You can clamp them on the pins as well, as long as if you don't put too much pressure on it. You see, it cannot turn. It's nice. I'm not gonna even desolder these. So this one looks nice again. Plenty of solder, I know. There are two ways of doing this. I mean, you can put in the cables pre-soldered, then add the solder, or you do it this way. Both is possible, depending if your plug is new, then you might do it the other way around. With this, I'm not gonna desolder all this stuff and then put new solder on it. It's a waste of time. This one looks a bit more terrible, but for my purpose it's no problem. Let's see if we can kind of clean up these contacts, because these look quite shitty, because they are. Yeah, there's a wire shit in there. What's the difference? Quality contacts and shitty contacts. You can see the solder turns like gray instead of shiny on this one, so that's good. And these are more like grayish, so they might have used like really shitty solder or lead-free solder, or I don't know. I am gonna clean these ones and get new solder in there. If Yeah, my solder wick is like really tiny, so this is gonna be costly. So what I'm gonna do first is gonna get as much solder out without using the solder wick. Heat it up, smash it. Now I'm gonna use the wick. So I've lost most of the solder already. I don't dare to put too much pressure on this shitty connector. Might fuck it up. They're never gonna be really completely clean because I think the pins itself are a little bit corroded. The plastic is also not as heat resistant as like the no trick version. As you might be able to see, they're shiny again, so I got rid of the really shitty solder and I can show you. At least most of it. Do you see this color here? It is hard to see, but this is like matte silver instead of shiny silver. Like a cold joint, actually. Okay, so I'm just gonna clean them all. It's funny, it's quite clearly this is an older solder job. Not the... I didn't use as much solder, which is too bad because it looks better and it holds better as well. I think I did this one on my school once. I'm still zoomed in. Stretch out. It's not the usual clamp I use. Might make soldering easier. So I got all my plugs. And I might actually put one straight on this thing. Gonna make this shorter? No, I'm not gonna tinker around with that one. This is the power one. So I want it to be a female in this case. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Don't forget this. It's a thing you will forget usually. It still happens to me. Now I have to look up which number is 1. I'm gonna use pin 1 and 2. 1 is gonna be, let me see, pin 1 and 2. 1 is gonna be the positive. And in this case, it is weird, but the yellow one is minus and white one is positive. Let me check that once more. Yes. So, this was the pin 1. It's gonna be a positive. I don't actually need more solder than this. I could do. But it's really not needed because there is quite a lot already. This one can use a little bit. Okay, so let me check it first once more, just to be sure. One is gonna be positive in my case, and 2 negative. So that's 1, it's gonna be sitting here. Now I'm gonna use the ugly connector for the TTL. Might not be the wisest choice. I am gonna use this for power. Since this one is a little bit corroded, I'm pretty sure 12 volt doesn't mind much, but 5 volt maybe doesn't mind much as well, but chances are that at least it minds more than the 12 volt. So I'm gonna use it on the other end of the cable for the 12 volt connection, and I'm gonna use the gold plated one for the TTL. And it's gonna be a male in this case. This is also part of the cheap one. Let me see. So funny that I have to look up the pin numbers. That was never the case because I've done so fucking many and apparently I forgot. Pin 1 gonna be positive of the TTL. Not the best soldering job because there is too much of it. Come on. Need to get a new tip for my soldering iron. It is really fucked. I'm trying to get it in image as well, which is quite annoying. Come on. Not the nicest. Check the pins. 2 is minus, 1 is positive. Okay. Always double check, and if you're, even triple check. It only takes a little bit of time. So the strain relief is not working here, or the cable relief or whatever. That's no problem. So these are gonna sit like here somewhere. Do some cable management, but yeah, it's not a beauty, but it's gonna work. So now we know for the power we need a male. It's a long video already. It's probably full as well. Don't forget the strain, or the, what is it? What's it called? Well, this thing. Okay, that's me. Ah, my scissors are shitty. This is the power one. Okay. Now, actually, we might need a shrink tube for this one. I don't have my normal snips. That's 1, and we need another one to make it perfect. Bigger one. You see, there's still here the sleeving, and it's gonna carry a voltage. We want to shield it properly. What I also want is this one to be a tiny bit smaller. So now it's overlapping, as you can see. Now I only need a lighter. Do I have one? Thought I had one. I mean, I smoke. Come on.